is Neliswa Sibinda, and I'm currently working for Microsoft as the MTC Network Administrator, which means I am in charge of the technical side of the MTC to make sure that the network infrastructure is constantly prepared for the Microsoft employees to bring customers or Microsoft customers to come and demo Microsoft products. It is my role to constantly make sure that the network infrastructure is running smoothly, from cablings to virtual machines, constantly making sure there's internet access so that the customers will be able to VPN in. So from an administration perspective, I need to make sure that the network is 100% available. I chose to study my IT course with CTU simply because CTU not only gives theory side of IT, it gives the practical side of things. If you think about it, technology changes and upgrades all the time. And for short courses like 1 year, 2 year courses with IT, that's really the route to take. You don't really have to go to university to go and study IT. I wouldn't recommend actually going to university because from my personal experience studying with CTU, I got the theory and the practical understanding. And obviously because IT changes so often, the 1 year courses allowed me to be able to, the following year, study the latest upgrade that was available. So you don't necessarily have to go to a university institution to go and study IT. Look at me, I'm a success story. I now work for Microsoft South Africa from studying with CTU and getting from the theory and the practical understanding of things. During studying the first term, my parents couldn't afford to continue paying for my studies anymore, and obviously I was faced with either staying at home and not having any completed certification. CTU kicked in because then they offered me a position where I could actually train what the courses that I had already completed, because I had already completed the A+ and the N+. At the end of the day, I was left with being employed because when I finished my certification, CTU then offered me a permanent position. And I will always be grateful for CTU for doing that. I mean, I talk about them all the time. I talk about how the CEO, Ronald, he's like a father to me. Like, if it wasn't because of CTU, honestly, I wouldn't be where I am today. Even the Microsoft job where I'm working now, CTU is the one that got me the job. This is my advice to women out there. There is actually absolutely a huge demand for women to be in IT. Look at me, I'm in IT. I run cables down the floor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Business and IT are the same. Business cannot run without IT. And to actually see the success of networks and servers and services being available to a business and knowing that you're responsible for that, it makes me sleep at night like a baby. I would advise any woman that wants to join IT, go to institutions like CTU and study IT, give it a go and see what happens. Oh, where do we begin? The rubble. Anything is possible. It doesn't matter the background that you come from. It really takes self-determination and a lot of prayer to actually get to anywhere you want to be. You can be anything that you want to be. Nothing is easy. It was never easy for me. There were days where I just felt like quitting and just leaving everything, because I mean, especially with being in IT and being a woman, constantly having to prove yourself. But if you have that self-determination, you can do it.